Hey girl! Today we will be reacting to 3 scary true FIFA World Cup horror stories on the Horror Shorts Party channel. Before getting into the video, I definitely want to stop and thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching these videos with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to try and stay consistent on this channel as much as possible and try to tune in every single Friday doing reaction videos. That being said, let's get into the video. Okay.
At the height of our careers, it was the tail end of a World Cup match. Not a single goal had been scored in over an hour. I was exhausted in the midfield, my spirit worn down by endless passes to the offense that all ended up unsuccessful. Andres, defending, was equally
Why are they
desperate.
looking like that?
We both knew that the next goal to be scored would likely be the last and only goal, the deciding factor of the entire match. It all came down to just one moment. I slipped, but I lost my footing at the worst moment possible. Right after getting the ball from Andres and trying to take it downfield, I lost control of it.
I'm just not realizing the title. So this is a major football soccer player. This is his story. That's interesting.
Let an opposing player take it from me. By the time I could turn around, he was already passing it to an offensive striker who was poised for a perfect shot on our goal. I saw Andres making a last-ditch effort to block the ball before it could reach the striker. He dove and slid across the pitch, making contact. But then, the ball seemed to curve through the air. It should have been deflected, or at least gone out of bounds. But somehow, it went right into our goal. Nobody saw it coming. Our keeper didn't even have a chance. He never expected Andres, our best defender, to score an own goal. The enemy team began celebrating. The entire stadium screamed, sounding like the deepest pits of hell. We were never able to recover, no matter how hard we fought.
Is this horror or is this just real life? It's not horror, you're just mad that they got to score. Okay.
For the remaining minutes,
you're just mad that they scored.
We lost.
That's the horror of
it. Our campaign for the World Cup failed in just one moment. After the match, not even our teammates, as impeccable as their sportsmanship was, could bring themselves to console us. They knew as well as we did. This was more than just humiliation. Our lives were at stake. In our country, there were bigger forces at play than the...
Your lives are at stake? What the heck is going on? What's going on? What's going on over there? You lose a match and you're scared you're gonna die? Well, what's gonna happen? What do you mean your lives are at stake? That's not sitting right with me.
Police, the government, or even the military. The most powerful entity in our country was the cartel. They had bet untold millions on us winning that match. It was the worst kept secret of our team. Because of me and Andres, they had lost all that money. We knew we'd be paid a visit, but we could only wait and see what our punishment would be. Andres and
okay, I see.
Thinking it would be safer. All it really did was make it easier for the cartel to grab us both at the same time. In the middle of the night, our car was blockaded and forced to stop. The driver was held at gunpoint and dragged down. Then, someone else got behind the wheel and began taking us somewhere entirely different.
So it doesn't sound like the whole team is part of it. It's just these two. These two are in some deep crap. They in some shit. They're in some shit. Yeah.
Eventually, the car came to a stop. Then, without warning, we were both ripped out, guns pointed at our heads. They screamed at us, kicked us and beat us, dragging us across the ground and tying us up by our necks. We saw a ring of cartel soldiers and bodyguards surrounding the three of us, me, Andres, and the masked executioner standing between us with a razor-sharp knife. We were in some kind of warehouse that smelled of death. The ground beneath us was stained with blood. This was the place they took people to kill them. Now, before I slit both of your throats, my boss wants to know, did you do it on purpose? Did you rig the game? Or are the two of you both just incompetent failures? We didn't rig the game. We will never betray you, we swear. We swear? Tell me, does he speak for both of you? Yes, sir. It was an honest mistake. Please don't kill us. We'll never screw up like that again. We'll never even play again. Just please let us go. I actually believe you.
So if this is true, and I've heard some things, I've heard that real professional athletes, I'm hoping it's not true, but I've heard that professional athletes are out there, setting up some stuff, rigging some stuff for some money. Now, if this is real, because they said it was true, these are there's three true horror stories animated. If this is true, this is scary. Imagine the cartel taking you. This is scary if this is real. Mm-hmm.
Does that mean you'll let us go? No. It means I only get to kill one of you. Wait, no, please, it's my fault, stop! Take care of my family, brother.
Take care of my family?
I tried to look away, but the bodyguards came behind me and forced me to watch. He brought the blade up to the very edge of Andre's scalp. Then, that sadistic monster sliced down to the bone. He grabbed the cutty of me, forcing 2 thumbs underneath the skin. Then, he began to pull Andres' face off from his skull. Andres made sounds no human could imagine as his face was ripped away from him. He had gone unconscious, but was still alive. They left me there, forced to look at Andres as his lifeblood flowed from the absence of his face, occasionally regaining consciousness every few minutes, just to choke on his own blood again. He begged for mercy from her lips until he finally stopped moving. I wasn't found until dawn, when passersby were finally sure it was safe enough to untie me without the cartel coming back. When the news hit, the country was mortified, but not at all surprised. The brutal killing of Andres was his punishment for the own goal he scored. What? And my punishment was to watch it unfold. Everyone knew the cartel was responsible, but to this day, no justice has ever been served, and I have never been able to stop thinking about it.
Nah.
On July 2nd, 1994, a Colombian defender, Andres Escobar, was murdered in Medellin. The killing is widely believed to have been a punishment.
This is true. R.I.P.
For an own goal he scored during Colombia's unsuccessful 1994 World Cup campaign. A bodyguard for a crime cartel that had allegedly bet heavily on the team confessed to the crime. The man who pulled the trigger was Humberto Munoz Castro. He was convicted of the 1994 murder and served only 11 years of a 43-year.
You know what's crazy though? Whoever the other athlete was that was with him when he died feels comfortable enough to tell this story. I don't know about you, but I'm taking that to the grave with the 10 other things I'm taking to the grave. I'm taking that to the grave. What? Because I'm going to automatically feel like someone's after me. This is a crazy story. This is snitching in a sense. This is snitching. I'm not sure how that works in a cartel. I'm not sure if snitching, maybe that's just in the black community. I'm not sure if snitching is a big thing, but for me, I'm taking that. I'm not risking I'm not risking my life. Nah.
Their prison sentence.
All right. Story 2. Gosh. Oh yeah, all of them are gonna be World Cup. Okay. Story 2.
One might think it's a blessing to have a son playing football for his country, but it comes with serious consequences for the rest of the family. The World Cup was in full swing. Nigeria was set to play an important game against one of the most formidable countries in the tournament, Argentina. My son, captain of the Nigerian team, had the responsibility of leading us to victory. The game was being held in Russia, of all places.
A Nigerian man going to Russia. Picture that.
Much as I wanted to be there, I simply could not fly halfway across the world. I was, of course, planning to watch it with everyone at home. I just had to get out of work first, which is easier said than done on a normal day. But because of the time difference, I had to leave early. With all that rushing around, I barely noticed the unusual car sitting in the parking lot. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. A large SUV with blacked out windows and no decals to identify it. However, I didn't have time to care. I got in my car and raced home. The game started in just a few...
I don't know if it's the way I grew up or not. In time, you guys, I will tell y'all stories about how I grew up. But I'm checking the back seat. He just got in the car and he rolled off. I'm checking the back seat. I'm checking the floor. And this is prior to me getting in the car. I'm looking at my car first off. I'm checking my peripheral. And I'm looking in the car. See what's going on back there. And then once I hop in the car, before I even put my seatbelt on, I'm locking the door. And I'm checking the back seat. And then I'm checking it. This looks like it's like at least 10 p.m. and I'm checking to see if anyone's following me. But this man is lying. He's tripping.
To entertain our numerous guests. I glanced into my rearview mirror, absent-mindedly checking out the plume of dust I was kicking up as I sped down the dirt road. When all of a sudden, that giant tank of a car appeared. They plowed right into the back of my car, sending me into a violent fishtail. I could only watch as I went right for a head-on collision with a tree. That was the last thing I saw before I blacked out. I was dazed and nauseous. Where was my pain medicine? What kind of hospital was this? But the more I began to see, it became clear I was not in one at all. I was laid up in a bed, but a filthy one, and I was handcuffed to it. An armed guard stood at the only entrance. He whistled as he noticed me waking up, prompting more men with guns to flood the room. I had been kidnapped. They didn't want me. They didn't even want my money. They wanted my son's money.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing. If I'm a celebrity and I have a lot of money, this is the one biggest fear I would have is knowing that there's a possibility some psycho, some crazy person, or not crazy person, people just do things out of the heck of it, but somebody might do something to my family. And that's why it's so important sometimes that you not even affiliate yourself with your family. Sometimes you just kind of keep them at a distance just for the protection because like this is, they said this is his father, his dad. And mind you, sometimes that celebrity might not even really mess with their parents for real, mess with any of their family members, but because this is a family member, they don't care. They're just assuming that you have ties to your son or your daughter. They don't even know that your son or daughter cut you off years ago.
If they didn't get what they wanted, they were more.
Now I'm dying because I know you not getting no money out of me. Now I'm dying.
Then they handed me my cell phone.
Look.
And told me to make a call. Hello, Dad. This is not a great time. The match is about to start, and I need to focus. God, never mind that crap, boy. I've been kidnapped. What? No, Dad. This isn't funny. It's not a joke. Listen to me.
Your parent call you, and maybe it's just my parent. My mom calls me and tells me she's been kidnapped. Why? I'm trying to figure out why he would think that's a joke. Unless his parent has a history of joking. I just know my black mom to not play no games like that. I'm not even gonna make my mom repeat herself. I tell you.
Anyone about this, or they'll kill me. Understand? Yes, I understand. I won't tell anyone. What do they want?
Money. What else would they want?
50 million now.
God.
Delivered within 3 days. Or I'm dead. All right, I can swing that. I'll give them their money. Now you listen, Dad. I'm also going to send the military in there to wipe them all out. No, son, don't.
What kind of...
You're listening. Don't. I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. He's right. He's dead.
About to get me killed. Why didn't he think he'd be on speaker? For
right.
Each and every one of my kidnappers
Your son's
to
an
hear.
idiot.
This made them furious. They told me the deadline was now just 24 hours. And then they wheeled a TV into my cell. It was playing my son's
That's
game.
insane.
He was playing. He just found out his father was being held for ransom, and he didn't even stop what he was doing to save my life. In that moment...
You know how the reality sits in with that. He's over here playing a game. He's over here playing a game. That makes me to believe that you don't fuck with me for real. You're not messing with me for real. Because not only you still playing this game, just prior to me calling you, you over here talking about I'm gonna call the police. Huh? What you mean you gonna call the police? And you know I'm on speakerphone. What you mean you gonna call the police? You just want me to die. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to get the money up. You don't want to give the money up.
I knew what was ultimately more important to him. I couldn't stand to watch him play, especially when he lost at the very end. All that for nothing. After the game was over, one of the men came and injected me with something. He said if I never woke up, then my son never came to save me. I didn't expect to see anything ever again. However, after some time in the infinite darkness, I heard these terrible loud noises, explosions, gunshots, screaming and shouting. People were dying and being tortured all around me. I thought I was in hell for a while, but then I saw the light. Not God, but a flashlight attached to the barrel of a machine gun. My son had sent in the goddamn military after all. I was rescued and finally taken to a hospital where I could be with my family and be...
His son don't love him. His son just, he sent the military. You risked everything because you don't get no money up.
Again, a proper recovery from my injuries. My relationship with my son since has been complicated.
Yeah.
He saved me, yes.
Yeah.
But he also procrastinated in spectacular fashion. And if it weren't for his profession, I never would have been kidnapped in the first place. Sometimes I wish he would have just kept with the family business and spared me the suffering.
Well, me ain't nothing you can do about
Captain
that.
John Obi Mikel played in a crucial World Cup match against Argentina only 4 hours after being told his father had been kidnapped for ransom back home and would be shot if anyone talked to the police. Mikel decided to hide the news from his teammates and coach so as to not destabilize the team and went ahead and played the game in Russia. Mikel's father, Michael Obi, was rescued from armed kidnappers by Nigeria.
His son's gonna see this and be like, dang, you just told everybody about what I just did.
And police following a shootout in a remote forest.
I would have done the same thing too, though. I'm gonna throw you under the bus because I told you not to bring the police, and you brought the police anyways.
In southeastern Nigeria, nearly a week after his abduction, that allowed the player to talk about the incident publicly. Police said Michael Obi, who was rescued along with his father, had recovered from the trauma of the kidnap.
Elson, it's terrible. Horror Story 3. And this year's World Cup is huge too, so I'm wondering what's going to happen next.
I didn't have a clear path to success, but that didn't stop my brother from dreams of becoming a renowned football player. We all supported him, hoping he would someday make it to the World Cup, despite how unlikely it was. As I grew up, I eventually moved away for school, but I came back home to watch my brother's games whenever I got the chance. He played pickup games almost every day, where multiple towns and villages all came together to make a real event out of it. The word I heard from family was that some FIFA scouts would be in the crowd. Before the game started, however, I noticed something that worried me. My family and friends all noticed it too. The referee for the match was someone from our village, another skilled football player, but nowhere near the same.
That's called a town hater. That's what that's called. That's called the town hater. He don't want him to go up.
Level as my brother.
Everyone's got a
He
town
hated
hater.
My brother for
Yeah.
me, always jealous of his ability.
Everyone's got a town
We were
hater.
all concerned
I've got a
when I
couple
tried
town
to
haters.
Sabotage my brother's
I got a few.
performance that night. There was little we could do about it either way, but we kept a close eye on him all the same. Once the match began, we watched from the crowd, holding our breath and cheering for my brother. He was playing like a madman, somehow completely in the zone, but at the same time, out of control. I'd never seen anything like it with my own eyes. The way he was moving, he could have taken the World Cup himself as a one-man team. Then, out of nowhere, the ref blew the whistle. The match came to a halt. Everyone looked to see what the stop was for. Then, he pointed to my brother and sent him off the field. Everyone was in shock. All the players were on their feet. The ball was in bounds and everything had been played fair and square. And my brother seemed to feel this truth in his bones as he refused to leave the the pitch, and instead stormed up to the bastard ref. Nobody could hear the words they exchanged, but whatever was said, it made my brother finally lose his temper.
What
Pushed
in
the
the...
ref back, shocking
It shouldn't even gotten that far. Where's the coach at?
everyone again.
Where's the coach?
Ready to pummel him into the dirt. But as soon as he got within arm's reach, the ref took out a knife. Everyone gasped at once.
Wait a minute. I thought this was high school. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? What?
Going entirely breathless.
How you bring a
as we
knife
watched
out?
The next few seconds unfold from afar. The ref stabbed my brother.
What
Not just
in the...
once, but
What
an
in
incredible
the...
number of times. By the time the other players
That-
pulled him away, my brother...
That's a different kind of hate. That's legit a different kind of hate. It's a sport. It's the game. No matter what it is. Basketball. I can't say track. We ain't got refs. But, I mean, we might be at that tent, though. We might be at that tent and telling people rerun that clock because that time wasn't right. But, yeah, in every sport, everyone's got a situation where it's like the ref, you going to argue with the ref. So how are you going to bring a knife? Imagine seeing that.
His midsection was reduced to shreds. Medics rushed to his aid, but quickly
This is
realized there was
insane.
nothing they could do. They covered him up, moved him onto a stretcher, then hurried off with him. My family saw this all unfold in a state of disbelief.
And this crazy part is they're just standing there. I would have been whooping that man's ass. I'm not standing there. I think that's a man. There's two men, there's three men and the mom or the grandma. I would have been whooping. They're just standing there out of disbelief. The minute the knife came out, I would have been already whooping his ass. What's going
The
on?
ref, still soaked in my brother's blood,
That's
blew the
insane.
whistle and started waving his hands at the players. He was actually ordering them to
What
resume
in
the
the...
match right after killing.
Where did they say this was? Where did they say this was at? Because there's no way. You cannot tell me that people are just allowing this. Where's Policia? Where's the police? Where's the
Then
police?
right in front of
Why
everyone,
isn't anyone
all
tackling
at
him?
once, we just
Yeah.
the field. There was no thinking, just a bunch of animals. Dozens in the crowd followed us. Our rampage was unopposed.
Yeah.
I reached the ref first. I broke that bastard's jaw in a single blow. The ref screamed and collapsed, looking back up at us. No, I'm sorry. You deserve a lot more than that, you piece of shit! Break his legs!
He killed my boy. Tear him apart.
Wait, who said anything about dead?
Then, a stone flew in from the sky and struck the ref. Nobody saw where it had come from, or who had thrown it. But within a few seconds, dozens more started flying in. That's when all hell broke loose.
stoned him.
My cousin ran forward through the storm of stones, grabbing him by the ankles. He was quickly assisted by a complete stranger who helped him tie the ref's feet together. Then they began dragging him off the pitch. He was taken to a gravel lot. More stones then. Without yielding for even a second, the crowd hurled stones at every inch of his body, as hard
What
as each of
in
them
the...
could. I was part of it. I helped start it, and I didn't want it to stop. But soon enough, the ref was dead, but there was still rage in us. Weapons and tools appeared. A machete. The ref's head was placed upon...
There was a demon in that field. Yeah, that demon took over the ref first. That demon has been living in that ref for a long time. That's why he had that much anger and animosity and hate. And then that demon came out of the ref when he started to apologize and was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And went and split up and went in the rest of the surrounding people. And where are y'all even getting these tools from? But it went into the rest of the surrounding people because this is insane. And when the ambulance came, I have so many questions. When the ambulance came, why didn't the police came? Why didn't the policia come for a situation like this? It's not adding up.
on a bolt.
And this is supposed to be a true story. I don't know.
And we all watch as an old farmer hacked at the neck. That dull,
What?
rusty chip machete until the head was severed clean from the
What?
body. The head was taken back to the
Where?
bench,
This is a third world
there in the
country.
center, placed on a spike. No
Because there's no
sooner
way.
had his lifeless head been put on display, then was the rest of his body pulled and chopped apart, limb from limb. By the end, each member of the family had a piece of the body in their bloodied hands. None of us were innocent in this.
There's no
It
way.
didn't bring back my brother, but it did turn us all into monsters.
Yeah, that
It
demon
took
was
over
there.
an hour for the bloodlust to subside enough for the police to intervene. A few people in the crowd were arrested, but we suspect they've already been let off.
Now they're arrested after the fact that the police should have came when the ambulance came.
Nobody in the family faced any consequences for what happened. Perhaps the absence of my brother and the unending guilt and shame over what we did was considered punishment.
That's insane. Yeah, that one wasn't too scary. It was just insane. It was just very insane. I don't know. I don't know how believable that is. The other two were believable because, I mean, there was evidence. They showed us what happened. They showed us series. They showed us clips of like what really happened. That's insane though. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Like and subscribe.